Hello everybody. In this video we're going to show you our VAT module, and we're going to show you how we pull everything together and sort out the VAT and give you an easy way to submit your returns. So let's go and have a look here. Let me just take you back to I just want to go back to the main menu to show you the route. Okay, so what we're going to do, it starts with accounting. Obviously we come under accounting, taxes, then we choose VAT, and now indeed we're going to choose output for this purpose. Okay, and now here we go. Now we're going to go and have a look at our VAT comp. So we're going to click on here, and this pulls through the VAT comp, and this one shows as a summary by our VAT codes include both the actual treatment of the VAT and also the source of where it comes from. So 101 is just normal sales, 102 is export sales, and we would have any other codes that we need in here. And these are all the codes that we've got. So then this column is the revenue, okay, either the income or the expense that we've incurred. And now this is what we call VAT simple. VTS is the simple VAT, and we're simply going to calculate by our rate, which we're using a rate of 15%, but whatever your rate in your jurisdiction that applies, okay, and so you're going to put this through. Now what we do is on the VTX is the actual VAT that we're going to claim and that we have to pay over to the receiver. So what's going to happen here now is we have certain codes that do not attract VAT. So our sales, our export sales and our import purchases do not attract VAT, so they get put into the adjustment column, okay, and so we're coming through here. So that is our figure, 481,187. That is the value added, the 15% of the value added that we've had, and that's our liability raised for the year for this particular company. Okay, now one of the aspects that I want to be able to show is that this ties back to the journal system, and we've got a special reconciliation system for that. Let me click back here and click on VAT Journal Recon, and you're going to come into here. Now the journals are done each time you make a submission. So if you submit your sales, then we're going to get the sales journals, again with expenses, again with purchases, whatever you do it, even bad debts recovered, these items are going to go through and record those journals. We have to make sure now that what comes to our VAT comp agrees to the journal, and you can see that we have it here. This actually shows that everything balances, so the double entry is in perfect harmony with the underlying detail, and this is one of the principles that we want to work with Ark. So that shows you that we've got double entry control. Now what we have to do is the actual submission of the returns, and here we're going to introduce a concept called Zinc. And what we mean, Zinc is a totally made up word, but we can now apply our own definition to it. You can refer to it as a Zinc report. We know what we're talking about. And the definition of a Zinc report is to give you a small summary of what you have to submit with the exact codes that you have on there, and then this shows you how to fill that in, and we're going to show you how you do that now. So I'm going to right click on here. It takes me to one of our ZAP files. This has a prefix of XAP, a ZAP file, and then this is going to do this thing inside the ZAP file. So now I'm going to click over here. Now what comes up here are the returns. So we're using 7 returns. We can also cater for 12 returns if you have to do your VAT monthly, but here are returns. I'm going to pick on August, September, for example, and I'm going to click on here. I'm going to right click on here. Okay, and this now is a little simple facsimile of the VAT 201. Okay, and these are easy to write up. It's just one little document. I'll just show you over here. We can click over here and we can expand it. Okay, and this is the full item here. That's the full item with the different items laid out here. But what we've done over here, we say, is it required? And if you put in a 0, you're saying, look, you never deal with this. You never deal with accommodation. You never deal with adjustments, change of use. So what we're going to do is simply click here, and then all we're looking at is just these items, and this fits on one page, which is very nice to be able to see. And the ones in green are the ones that you have to submit, and the ones in a sort of bluey grey are the ones that are calculated fields. But even this is not sufficient for what we want to do in making the actual submission. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click on submit, and I'm come to this one. So it's the same information, but now in one column, and I can see exactly what happens here. Again, the white ones we're going to use to do the submission, and the blue ones are simply subtotals. Okay, now here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to minimize, I'm going to turn this to what's called the normal state, which is just a list up here, and I'm going to come back to here. Now this is an Excel spreadsheet which we're using to simulate our VAT 201, but this is now very accurate. This is now an accurate simulation. This would be your VAT 201 and this would be your e-filing. And let's show you how simple it is. Okay, I'm going to come to here, and here we're going to be using these codes here that exist on the VAT form. Okay, and here are the codes that you have here. So there's number 1, and I'm going to type this in, 1422403, and I'm going to come down to 2A is the next one, 158289. You can see that I've got my figure here for 185 over here, agrees to our 185. There's a cents difference. Okay, now we're going to scroll down. We go past all this that we don't need, and now we're coming down to 14 over here, which is 12709, and then we come down to 15 1113 144,667, and then we come down to 17, which is our bad debts, 2250. Okay, and there we've got our total numbers. And you can see that the final amounts here, 129,626 agrees over here, and then our VAT over here, 55,920. And that's all it is. That's all it takes to fill in a VAT submission. So you really don't want to make heavy weather of it. It's really quite quick, and this only happens every second month. So we should actually do it quite easily. So what I'm going to do now is just minimize that, pretend that was the submission of the e-filing. Okay, over here I'm going to open this one up again. I'm going to right click here to say that I'm happy with my submission. That will get saved away into the database so that we know that submission is done by whom and on what date. We know who you are, and so we can come back here, and now I can just click back here, and I can click back here, and I'm going right back to my menu, and there we go. That's my submission done. So that's how easy it is to do a VAT submission, and we think that this is like total control that we have over the VAT liability situation. Thanks very much.